Hello everyone, it's Kat and I'm back today to start doing some yearly recaps of things I love. In this video, I'll be doing my favorite makeup, nail polish and fragrance products, and then I'll do a separate video for skincare, hair care, body care. I'm going to start in the rough order that I do my makeup in, and I will list all the products in the description box. So if I have any links to any past reviews or anything, they'll be linked down there. But the first thing I wanted to mention was a recent foundation, and I did do a wear test. It is this baby. So this is the Maybelline Super Stay 30 Hour Lumi Matte Foundation. This is stunning. I'm wearing it today. It is beautiful. I find that it applies really nicely. It has nice sort of light, medium buildable coverage. Wears really nicely. It doesn't dry out my skin. I think there's so much greatness about this foundation. I believe it hasn't launched everywhere. So I hear people in the US saying, when is it coming here? I don't know, but look out for it because it's great. Apparently it is a bit of a dupe for the Luminous Silk by Armani. Now, I don't love Luminous Silk. I did buy it. They gave me what I consider the wrong shade, even though I sampled the correct shade. Whatever, it's a long story. I feel like this one is way overpriced. I also feel like it doesn't have as much coverage as I want just in a simple sort of layer. This one I think is better and it's a fraction of the price. In Australia, I think I got this half price around $17. I think this retails for around $100. So, you know, I'm gonna buy this any day of the week. In all honesty, this year wasn't a big makeup year for me. I was using more makeup than I was buying or trying. So the majority of this is actually just stuff that I like using and stuff that just stays in my top drawer, my makeup bag or my handbag. So these are just the things that I keep reaching for, which I think is a really good thing because it means it shows you out of all the makeup I have in my collection, what I keep coming back to. Now, this year has been a year of blush for me. I really enjoy blush. And the two types of blushes I keep coming back to, one is a very glowy sort of blush. This is very reminiscent of Stereo Rose. I would consider this to be a dupe for MAC Stereo Rose, and this is by Bare Minerals. It's the highlighting blush in Pink Glow. Now, what I love about this, you can see I've used it quite a lot. What I love about it is that it gives you this really beautiful glowy pink effect on the skin. It gives a really healthy look to the skin, and I am wearing it sort of as a highlighter or blush topper today. It is something I reach for a lot. Even though I've been panning blushes this year in my Project Pan, pretty much when I'm not wearing my Project Pan stuff, this is one of the ones I reach for. And again, you can see how much I used it. I think I got this earlier in the year or about a year ago, so I've used it a lot. The other blushes that I really like, I really like these from Glaminatrix. I feel like these are completely underrated. So these are the Cheek and Lip Flush. I prefer them as a cheek product than a lip product. I just think that they look nicer on the cheeks and they're awesome. So I think they released, was it 4 or 5? I think it was 5 shades. I did do a video on it, but my two favorites are Poppy, which is like the red. I'm actually wearing that underneath the Bare Minerals blush. So what you're catching the light is the Bare Minerals blush. What is underneath is Poppy. It's the most beautiful sort of strawberry red. You can build it up, you can sheer it out. These are really lovely. I also really love Lavish because it's this sort of terracotta bronzy, so it gives you that blush bronze effect. Really lovely. These are very pigmented, but they blend so nicely on the skin. So there it is. You can see it's pigmented, but it just blends. And again, you can sort of really sheer it out or you can really build it up. It doesn't look patchy. It blends beautifully with a brush, blends beautifully with a sponge, and you just get this really gorgeous sort of glowy effect. So if I want something a bit more terracotta-y, I go Lavish. If I want something a little bit more sort of strawberry, I go Poppy. They do have some lighter shades as well, and they're releasing new shades I think in January. So there's gonna be like this vibrant orangey red, which I'm so excited for, and some other shades as well, like a bright pink. So this formula, do not sleep on it. I've tried the glossier liquid blushes this year. I've tried the Rare Beauty ones, and these ones are my favorite ones. These are the ones I keep coming back to. So again, I like the bold ones because I sometimes want a bold blush, but they do have more nude versions. They have a really beautiful peachy one, and they're expanding the range. They're gorgeous. Highly recommend. One blush thing I do want to mention is that one like inspiration I have this year for blush was the newer season of Bridgerton. I forgot the name, but the one that's getting married, her blush highlighter situation, it's like perfection. Like obviously she's like probably 10 years younger than me, so she's got like the nice cheekbones, but this sort of highlighted pink blush thing going on here, like that is my favorite makeup look of the year. So I don't actively try to emulate it, but that's what makes me happy. That's the kind of blush that makes me happy. Because I have been going a little bit more heavy-handed on the blush and the glowy face, I have been paring down the eyes quite a lot. Now, my favorite eyeshadow of the year, and this one I would have been wearing today to demonstrate it, but I'd lost it. Now, the problem having a single eyeshadow that you really love is that you put it places where you're like, oh, I'm going out, I'll put it in my handbag. Oh, I'm going to a work function, I'll put it in my work bag. I couldn't find this when I was doing my makeup, but of course it is the Urban Decay Space Cowboy. This is stunning. I love it. I would happily wear this as my only eyeshadow because it pairs beautifully with a bold lip and a bold cheek, which is my preference at the moment. And having a bold eye as well, it just looks too much. So you have to pare down something, and I've been paring down the eye, and this is just so easy. What I love about this eyeshadow is that it's got this really beautiful sparkle, like this twinkle to it, but it's also got this sort of caramel warm base. So it looks like you're wearing a matte as in the crease and on the lid, and then like a twinkle over the top, but it's an all-in-one. So it's there. So you catch the light and it looks like this beautiful twinkle, but then out of the light, so in the crease, for example, it looks like a bit like a caramel, but it's just one eyeshadow. This comes with me whenever I'm traveling for work because it is the easiest eyeshadow. It looks stunning. It pairs beautifully with just a bit of mascara or a wing liner. So this is by far my favorite eyeshadow because it goes really well with this sort of makeup style that I've been going for. So it is stunning. Like if you haven't tried it or you've swatched and you're like, I don't really get the hype, it's so easy and so effective. When I use this in videos, people will say, what eyeshadows are you wearing? And I'm like, or what palette are you wearing? I'm like, it's this, it's just this. And they're shocked. So I love it. It is like, I had to dig it out of my laptop bag because I had this in my laptop bag. Like it's almost like I can't be without it. Tempted to buy a backup. That's how much I love it. I haven't been wearing palettes much, but I have to say my palette of the year by far, and I predicted this when I reviewed it, it's my Glaminatrix Barely Basic palette. What I love about this is it's such a sort of usable palette, and it's also in the style that I like. These are all sort of twinkly shadows, so I am wearing one on my lid. So I've got this twinkliness going on. It's just one color. It is this one here. And then I've blended it out slightly with this shade here. But what I love about it is you've got the purple row, you've got the sort of warm brown, you've got the grungy green, and this ends up looking like a gray cool tone brown. So you've got everything you sort of need to sculpt out a look. You've got some nice sparkly shades and then some topper shades. I don't wear these ones as much because they are that sort of color shifting. This actually is the same color as my nail polish. Oh my God, the realization. But yeah, I don't wear these as much as the other shades. So I wear sort of that down predominantly. But yeah, such a smart palette. I think the only thing I would possibly change myself is turning this row into that sort of Urban Decay sort of slight base color and a twinkle, just because that's my preference. But this is gorgeous. So if I'm wanting to do a bit more of an elaborate look with like a smokiness or some like depth to the look, this is the one I reach for. It's beautiful. When I want something a little bit more simple, and again, I want to emphasize maybe the lips or the cheeks, and I don't want sparkle, the eyeshadow that I've been wearing so much this year is by Hindash Cosmetics. This is the Color Fluid in Carve. So this is something that you can use on your face. So you can use it as like a contour, you can use it as a lip color, you can use it as an eyeshadow, you can use it as an eyeliner, you can use it as a brow product. You can use it everywhere, but it's this beautiful sort of neutral brown. And it's like a bit cool, it's a little bit rosy, there's something going on, but I love this. Just I dot it on my lid, I blend it out, and it's done. It lasts all day and it gives you the most beautiful defined eye. So if I want a matte, that's what I wear. It's like stunning. So this again, this and this is pretty much all I need. Sparkle, matte, done. That's my eyeshadows for 2024 in a nutshell. I didn't quite know how to approach the lip product category because I obviously use a lot of lip products, but I decided to not only look at what I've used up and really enjoy, but also look at what is currently in my sort of makeup pouch that I put in my handbag, because this is what I use most. I empty this out periodically, but then they keep coming in. So I'm like, oh, I'll put a lip on and then I'll bring it with me and it ends up here. So I love this e.l.f. lip balm. This is the Hydrating Core Lip Shine and it is in the shade Happy. It's the most beautiful glossy sort of, again, rosy brown. I just love this. I've used it up. Would buy again. It's quite nourishing. It looks stunning and it's a really easy sort of throw in your handbag, put it on without even looking kind of lip product. So this one, even though this was in my empties and this is going to be recycled, I will buy more of these because I love them. When I look in my pouch, I will find a common thread. There are two formulas that I wear a lot. One is the Uemura Rouge Unlimited Supreme Matte. Unfortunately, Uemura makeup is no longer in Australia, but you can buy them online. But the stash that I have been using regularly. So these three, and they all look quite similar to be fair. These three look so similar, but I love them all. This is more of a red, this is more of a pink, and that is more of an orange. I am wearing the orange on my lips today, and I love it. What I love about these is they're comfortable. They've got that sort of almost like a silicone moussey feel to them, but because they look matte, they look super vibrant. They're really comfortable. They're easy to wipe off if you need to. They're easy to reapply if you need to. And I just think they give such a stunning, comfortable feel. This is my Yaz Red, which I love. It's my favorite one. And that's how much I've got left. So if you wind it down, it is used. It is heavily used. Luckily, I have a backup. So that's Yaz Red, which is almost like a vibrant corally red. Matte Red 156 is more of a raspberry color. And then the one that I'm wearing today is Matte Orange 550. These are always in my handbag. I've got different, like I've got berry colors, I've got other colors. These ones are my most used red lips. So if anyone's ever asked me what red lips do you wear on a regular basis, it is these. These, and they just go straight back in my handbag because that's what I reach for all the time. Second to that, I find myself reaching for these MAC ones really often. Now I've definitely got at least 3 of these, maybe 4 of these. One that I reach for a lot is Hot Paprika. So this again is sort of similar to what I'm wearing, but a little bit more white to it. So it's a little bit more, look, it's very similar, but I reach for this again a lot. It wears really well. It's almost like an all-day wear lip product, but again, it's very comfortable. And then I really like Over the Taupe. So this is more of a brownie nude, but it just gives you these really beautifully defined lips, and the formula looks stunning. So again, it's more of that sort of moussey matte feel. So it's a bit hydrating, but it gives that matte finish without the dryness and without that really set, uncomfortable feel. So those two, again, commonly in my bag. The last lip product that again was a bit of a creeper. This is one that I did get this year and it was one I got in PR and it's from Glaminatrix. This one I just found myself reaching for a lot when I wanted a nude lip product. So this is the shade Modest. They released 3 of them with matching lip liners. This is a very slim lipstick. It's super creamy and it is very high quality. So I was really surprised. It's a very similar color to the MAC one, but just a little bit creamier. So this is a bit moussier, this is a bit creamier. It is so comfortable on the lips. It's not a super long lasting one, so it won't last you like from morning to night, which no nudes really do. But it is such a beautiful lip product that, again, this is in my handbag because if I want to look really, if I've got more of an emphasis on the eyes and I want a nude lip, like this one is stunning and it's just really flattering. So highly recommend. The last makeup products I want to talk about are brow products and they're both from Benefit and these are oldies but goodies. I love these so much and I just find that I've been working through my eyebrow pencil collection this year. I don't have many left and whenever I sort of reflect on, oh, did I like that? I always compare it to these and the answer is, oh, it's not as good. So I just have to say my favorite brow products this year from Benefit. I love the Goof Proof Brow Pencil. This one's a bit dark for me. This is 4.5. Normally my shade is 3.5. I use this just to fill in the bulk of my brow. And then if I want to do little flicks or add a little bit of definition, the Precisely My Brow Pencil, I love. This is your standard micro brow pencil. They were very popular back in the day and they're very useful. What I love about these is not only is the shade 3.5 perfect for me, so it's a very easy one to use, and then like a shade either side is easy as well, but these are the right consistency. So they don't apply too much product. They're not too soft where they sort of smear product and you got to like brush it through. I've had that before where you've had a brow pencil, it's so soft and it just sort of smudges, but at the same time it's not so firm that it scratches and it's really hard to get the product out. It's like the perfect sort of Goldilocks formula, and I just keep coming back to them. So yeah, shout out to Benefit for great brow pencils because I love them. All right, we're going to move on to nail polishes and then finish with fragrances, including a candle and a room fragrance. The brand that I discovered this year that I love, love, love is Mooncat nail polish. I pretty much almost exclusively use them simply because they're the nail polish brand that lasts the best on me. I recently placed an order in their sort of 20% off sale. I ordered some for my sister. She sent me a message yesterday saying, oh my God, these nail polishes last incredibly. And she showed me a photo. She works where she's like hands are in water a lot and she's very physical. And she's like, this barely chipped, where normally after a day of this, I'll have virtually no nail polish left. I'm like, yeah, that's why I love these, because for me, I've got an at-home gel kit. These last as well as an at-home gel kit. Like what? So I'm wearing one of my favorite polishes today. This one is this one down here. It's called Mermaid Bait. It is gorgeous. It is sort of like this aqua color, but it's got this silvery pink shift. And then when you catch the light, it looks like lime green. It's really beautiful. And these on me, I might get minor chipping after half a week, but it looks good for a week, sometimes a bit longer. So I only do my nail polish these days once a week, which is crazy. But my all-time favorite shade, and the shade that led me to the brand, is this one here, which is House of Hades. Now on camera, it looks very cobalt blue, but in person, it's got this sort of like purple jelly base. So it makes it look blurple-ish, but it's super vibrant. It's really stunning, and I love it. I'm obsessed with it. This is so gorgeous on the nails. It's so fun on the toes. And then I recently picked up this one, which is this really beautiful green. So if you're a green lover and you love like a multi-chrome shifty green, this one here, which is Serpents of Eden, is stunning. So these are my top three. These are ones I love. My Mooncat collection just keeps growing and growing just because the longevity is great and the finishes are so interesting and fun. You may know that I have become a little bit fragrance crazy this year. I even created a fragrance channel just to talk about it, so I'm not bombarding you all with it if you're not that interested. So if you do want to check out my channel, I will leave it in the description box and in the cards and whatever. On my fragrance channel, I am doing more sort of recaps. So if you want to know more about my favorites, they'll be there. But I just wanted to pick up three that make me really happy and talk about them here. One is a repurchase. This is actually my fourth bottle and I love this so much. This is Tokyo Milk Dark Everything and Nothing. So it's the one with the feather on the bottle. This is just so delightful. It makes me so happy when I wear it. Like, it's just one of those dopamine boosting fragrances. Like, I love color. I love beautiful, fresh scents. They just make me so happy. It's just that little bit of the day where you're like, feels so good. So the notes of this, there's sweet orange, there's pressed petals, desert moss, and tea leaves. To me, it smells like a sweet orange tea, like an iced tea. And it is just uplifting and divine. So this one I repurchased this year. I was sad without it, and my collection feels so much more complete with it. So this is my favorite freshy scent. That's my favorite fresh scent. My favorite true gourmand. So that's one that smells like something you can eat, and generally like a sweet something you can eat. This is like not the complete opposite, but it's very different to Everything and Nothing. This is Whiff of Waffle Cone, which is by Imaginary Authors. And to me, it just smells like maple syrup. And it's very like true to the food, because when I've worn this, people have asked like, oh, what smells like maple syrup? And I'm like, oh, that's me. I love this. Again, it just makes me really happy. So it projects, it's a very, very strong fragrance. So this is not one that I would say blind buy if you like the notes, because the notes are quite different in my opinion to what I smell. So there's vanilla, salted caramel, Saigon cinnamon, heavy cream, sandalwood, orgate, and scoop shop. To me, again, this is like a woody maple syrup, very, very strong, very projecting, very long lasting. And when it's close to your skin, it almost smells like a smoky wood. This is like my winter sweet fragrance. It's great to layer with things. I layer it with more ambery scents. I layer it with more woody scents. It just like, I just want to eat it. And whenever I've worn this and then I smell my clothes afterwards, like I pick up a, you know, a scarf or something, I'm like, oh, it smells so good. So this one I love. Not for the faint-hearted, very sweet, very strong, but really delicious. My sort of everyday one has become this one. This is Lattafa Angam, and this is a better version of Burberry Goddess, which I like, and it was a very popular fragrance. This one is very vanilla forward. It's got a little bit of florals, so it's got a little bit of lavender, which sort of makes it a little bit fresher than a really sort of cloying, nauseating sweet scent. This is very pretty and feminine. This is sweeter and gives more of a vanilla cloud than Burberry Goddess does. And I think that's because it's got a praline note, so it's a lot more sweeter. And I just think this is delightful. It's a compliment getter for me. I've been told by someone when I went to the doctor's office that it smelled beautiful and it really suited me. And the more I stood there, the nicer it smelled. So it is a really, really beautiful everyday scent. I feel like this is one, if you like vanilla, it's an all-round, like you can wear it all year round, you can wear it day and night, you can wear it any age. I think this is such a staple and it's become one of my most worn fragrances, even though I've only had it for a month or two. So that's how much I love it. This is just an easy, everyday, beautiful fragrance. And again, I take my clothes off and then when I smell them, I'm like, oh, it's so fluffy and vanilla-y and just yummy, but also really pretty with the extra florals. Love it. I have spoken about this on my channel before, but my favorite house fragrance is by Divinity Candles. This is the salted caramel candle and I love it. I barely light it because this cold scent throw is just beautiful. I keep it next to my bed now. So when I'm reading my book at night, I just get these like wafts of like this, it's almost like condensed milk or like caramelized white chocolate, and it's just so delicious. I love it. So the person that owns this is local to Melbourne. She has a little store. She goes around different markets. She also has an online website, and I will link it down below. Because I raved about this on my channel and it got back to her, she did also send me like the car diffuser version of this scent. So it's salted caramel and you're supposed to hang it in your car. Now I've been putting this in my kitchen near my bin because my bin can get a bit stinky. And again, I just walk into my kitchen, I get this beautiful waft of this sort of, oh yeah, it's like caramelized white chocolate. It's just delicious. Just warning, if you are gonna get these things fill up with fragrance and it can actually corrode paint. So just be aware of that. I had that just sitting on my shelf, didn't like it, so I now put it in a little glass thing, but yeah, it's really nice. Okay, so those are my favorite beauty nail fragrance products. I'll be filming the next one right now. I'll hopefully have it up in the next day or two, and that will be talking about my favorite skincare, body care, and hair care. Huge thank you to my members for supporting this channel, and I'll see you in my skincare favorites. Bye.